What's going on, world? This is your boy Doc.
And I'm Apoc.
And this is the Rational Dudes with What the Fuck Fridays once again.
So Doc, I know that you've seen it, but recently Apple announced their iPhone 7 and 7 Plus. Seen that, right?
Yes, of course. The usual September drop, the technology drop, we all know. Same thing that comes from Apple, and it's the same phone every year.
Yep, with minor tweaks. Just very, very minor tweaks.
Sounds like a Madden franchise.
Yeah, basically. Maybe 2K sometimes too.
Definitely.
Alright, so phone screen is basically the same. They say it's 25% brighter, but bottom line is it's still a 1K 1080p screen. They made the home button static, which means it doesn't press. It's pressure sensitive, but it stays in place. So, they're going to call that revolutionary, but we all know they did that so that they could cut corners and make it waterproof with no gaps. Because they still haven't figured out how to make things waterproof. Alright. So they got the IP67 water resistant, which is a little bit less than the Samsung phones right now, which are IP68.
Yeah.
They took away the damn headphone jack because it's revolutionary,
Stupid.
So they got a new camera, 12 megapixel. Every phone gets a new camera every year. This isn't nothing new. They went up 2 megapixels with their front-facing camera. It's now 7 megapixels instead of a 5 like most phones. Amazing. But one of the good things they did with the phone this year, they gave the phone stereo speakers. So the sound's going to be better, and it's going to be coming from both ends of the phone. Something much needed for every phone, basically. And of course, longer battery life, as they say.
Quote unquote, longer battery life.
Yeah, so they're supposed to get 12 hours of LTE browsing, normal stuff. What every phone maker is, trying to do. And the one thing that I can really say, one of the two things I can really say Apple is good at, is they got a new processor, a 64-bit quad-core processor called the A10 Fusion. That's that's a win for them. So slow clap for them for that. And so they got the regular iPhone 7, which is a small version. It's like a 4.6 inch, I think. And then the iPhone 7 Plus, which is a 5 point something. It's about the same size as the Note. Got a bunch of colors. They come in 32, 128, and 256 gigs.
Yeah, they got rid of the 16.
Yeah.
The pointless ass 16. Good. I mean, honestly, that is so pointless to have 16 gigabytes when, I used to work for a major cell phone company. Mm-hmm. And working for a major wireless company, you really learn, I could sell you a 16. No lie, I could sell you a 16. But if you don't go 64, you're gonna be very angry, because you're gonna come back in about a week and realize that 12 gigabytes of that is already taken up by the processor, and then you'll have to pay for everything else.
Yeah.
So whenever you come in for an iPhone, and if you sit there and come to me and say, 16, let me get the 16 gig, it's $100 cheaper. Oh, okay. You want to go 16 instead of 64? Is that because you completely have lost your mind and you want to come back in a few weeks and complain to me because your 4K videos or whatever you're recording in is just taking up your whole phone?
This must be your first phone.
But yeah, it happened often. So, that's good. They went up to the 32, but they've been talking about it for a couple years now, right? About doing 32 gigs.
Yeah.
Instead of 16.
So, along with the release of the two iPhones, they have the the iOS 10. You know, it's revolutionary technology. You know, they added new stickers to the iMessage.
Whoa.
They upgraded the iTunes Music.
Whoa.
And they're going to be the first to get Mario Run when it comes out.
Interesting.
Oh, and they released the iWatch, which now features, wait for it, Pokemon Go.
Yes, don't get me started on that. Don't get me started. You don't even have to say it.
So, Pokemon
like, you
Go.
want me to pay, what was it, like, aren't they gonna market it for like $600? You can get the cheap version for like what?
Yeah, I think it's like 300.
And then and then it goes like the cheap version is like $3.99, and then it goes up to like $7 something or whatever.
Yeah, something.
You're out your mind. You're out your goddamn mind.
And with the loss of the phone jack, they introduced wireless headphones.
So you can lose them faster. These wireless headphones look like the earpiece to the wired headphones that they used to sell, and they just go in your ears, which is cool and all, except, you know, you could get wireless Bluetooth headphones for the past 10 years. These just look a little different and look easier to lose. So my question is, why would you release something that small that goes into your ear, which, you know, normal iPhone headphones fall out of your ears often? But why would you release this without a Find My Earphone app or something like that? All right, now this is where I have to put in my theory, because you have to understand Apple is always trying to be on a different level. So one of the biggest things that Apple has been trying to do is work on, just like Google, translation. That's one of their biggest trend-setting things. So with them having that wireless technology, even if it was wired, I guess, right? But with that wireless technology, I think they're at a point where they're going to get it where these earpieces that they have that are probably going to be just solely for Apple, more than likely.
They are.
Where if you speak Spanish, I speak English, we can both have, if we both have Apple iPhones and we both have our earpieces in, you're speaking Spanish, but I'm hearing it in English in my ear. I'm speaking English, you're hearing it Spanish in your ear.
No.
That technology is already there, but it's hard to go ahead and get that out of them. So the theory behind that, the why I say they're going to do that, is more than likely because that's where they want to head over in the next year or two. Because there's already people putting that out there on the market.
That would be something good for them to do. That would be revolutionary type of stuff. That would be something to get excited about. Exactly.
But that's where they're going with it. No lie, because there's 3 different companies now that have already. There's 3 different companies that are already putting it out there, and you already know when you're a big company like this, they're gonna just find the technology, buy it out, and keep it going for themselves. So it's bound to happen.
Okay. So also forgot to mention the iPhone 7, the smaller one, has 1 camera lens. The iPhone 7 Plus has 2. So what they're doing with the second camera lens is they're upgrading the zoom of your pictures. So you could take a picture, or you could zoom in really, really far, and it'll be clear still. Right? So with that, they're also introducing bokeh. Pretty sure that's the name of it. I don't know if you've heard of it. It's basically taking a picture of a subject, and the background is blurred.
Yeah.
So this has been done with phones before, not iPhones, but it's been done before. So
yeah, because you can get that with the upgrade to iOS 10 or something like that on your iPhone 6s.
Yeah, but I think it does it better with the the new one.
With the second camera, of course. Yeah.
So
second lens.
So let's talk about the craziness with all this. Okay, this sounds like a good phone, right? If you've never heard of the iPhone 6 or 6s or any Android phone ever invented. So the camera, you introduce bokeh and you introduce further zooming. That's been done for years upon years. Your screen, 1080p. Most phones, Android phones, are 2K plus screens now. I don't think they even release 1080p screens on Android unless you get, one of them cheap Metro ones from Huawei or something. Your home button, it's static, it doesn't move, it's pressure sensitive. We all know you only did that to make it easier for you to waterproof your phone, and you still failed at waterproofing it to the point of Samsung's phones. That's cool, Apple. So the no headphone jack. You did this so that you could introduce people to these damn headphones that are wireless, where you could have got a wireless headphone for the last 10 years anyways with Bluetooth. But you do this so you could, squeeze a little extra money out of Apple tards, right? So not only that, if you do want to use a wire headset, you have to use their adapter. So you have to get an extra plug to plug your, Beats or whatever kind of expensive headphones you already got to use with this phone. That's pretty cool. So that just stupid camera. I mean, congrats on the camera upgrade like you do every year. Every phone does. Stereo speakers, like I said, I'm happy about that. That's good. Processors, same old, is better. You guys make good processors. And Super Mario's coming to your phone. So
not like I can't go get a Nintendo.
Yeah, cool. Yeah. So people are like, I went on Facebook the day that this thing, the press conference was launched or whatever. And first thing I seen, I hope you Android users are watching this. I'm like, yeah, I'm watching, but what am I seeing? What am I seeing that's revolutionary or new technology, like they like to say? They use buzzwords all the time at these things. Revolutionary technology, bigger and better. And I think you're gonna like it. That's their favorite thing. We're working on something new, and we think you're gonna love it.
They sound like Microsoft every E3.
Yeah.
They sound like Microsoft every E3. Like, Microsoft is the epitome of hyping up everything. And like, whenever you hear something that has to drop every year, like Microsoft don't even drop a system every year, but every year at E3 something revolutionary is happening.
And it ain't revolutionary. I mean, you got a good processor, but this is a Samsung S5. You guys are in 2014. Talk about dual cameras. I had dual cameras on 2 phones ago. Okay? I had wireless on 10 phones ago. I had a 1080p screen when I had like the Samsung S3 or 4. Like, what are you guys doing there? Nothing. You're just talking. And your consumers are just so in love with Apple that you're just blind, and you're just blindly following these fools into nothing. There's nothing that you released this year that is new to the phone game. Nothing. Not one thing.
Yeah, you're right. But here's my argument. And you know me. I'm no Appleton at all. I'm not a part of the Apple world. You won't see me there. Okay? That's just not my thing. But I respect it. You have to wonder. The reason why you may have seen some of this technology a couple years back, but you're never going to be able to see it the way Apple is doing it at the size of it. Every year our phones get skinnier, taller, thinner, because now big phones are back in there, bricks are back in the game. But since when could you get a longer battery life and everything else? The technology is going to always seem to just get a little bit better. So honestly, when the iPhone 6s came out, I was like, this is a phone that actually is competing with Samsung.
On
right?
what level?
That, like, no lie.
On
the
what
level.
though? At what
saying
point
competing.
is it competing? Because it sure isn't features. Battery life, yeah.
Why?
Yeah, that's always going to be their main thing. They have longer battery life because they have simpler OS systems. They do less. That's why their battery lives are so good. And
But their OS systems also, you don't have to sit there. You don't have to go out of your way to. You don't have to go out of your way to try to make something work when it comes to the Apple. That's the reason why it works for every regular consumer. Because everything comes working. Everything is there. It's on hand.
So that I also wanted to talk about that. Apple sells one phone. There's no extra manufacturers. They manufacture their one phone, and they sell their one phone every year. So,
yes.
Of course, their system is going to be much more polished because they have one set of hardware and one manufacturer, and it's them. So their shit is on the next level of being polished. That's bottom line. It's polished as shit. It's easy to use, and it's the same shit every year with, you know, a minor tweak, new stickers and shit like that. That's cool. So Android, they lose the game with that because Android's made by God knows how many different companies, make different phones. There's, you know, conflicting software and all this shit, and you know, every phone's different, but that's the whole point. Why would you want to be in, you know, a group of your friends and you pull out the phone and this person that's not even in your group of friends got the same exact shit as you, so y'all could take, you know, squad goal selfies at Starbucks and shit, being weird as hell. But I mean, they win with that.
The same way where you couldn't just get an all-in-one computer 15, 20 years ago. That's why. The same reason why, you know, the Apple, you know, that's just because they put their focus on one thing and they keep everything in-house. So as far as when it comes to phones, like, the reason why I say they're winning, I mean, yeah, features wise, you can say they're not winning, but everything that they do is crisp
because it's 4 years
everything
late.
that they have.
So of course it's crisp.
But if you're gonna do it, get it done right.
But what's the point when you're
so,
late?
It's just like when people say, "Oh, yeah, I had a better camera on my Nokia Lumia 950 or something like that." Yeah, because that phone only had one good feature, the camera, with freaking Nikon technology in it. But then again, you can get, you know, 10% of Canon technology in the S7. So it's, you know, so that whole thing is just comes to me as, if you can keep coming out every year with a phone that's going to keep basing for your market and easy to use, and every time there's a new teenager or every time there's someone that is getting used to technology and you can take them to Apple, like, it's amazing. Like, I loved when old people would come into the store because I know I was getting a sale. I take them straight to Apple and be like, I'm gonna just leave you with this phone for 5 minutes and go ahead and do whatever you have to do.
Yeah.
Pull out my iPhone and say, here you go, play with it, let me know how you feel. And then I'd give him my Samsung and be like, oh, here goes my 7, let me know how you feel. It's just easy.
It's made for simpletons, as I like to say.
Yes, exactly. You know what I'm saying? Humans, we're simpletons. We only a few percent have a mind that goes far past what that our phone thinks. And to have a smooth, faster phone, there was a guy that I guess he worked as a science engineer, right? He literally said, I love Apple only because I know it works. And it's like, he just left it there at that. He's like, I'm an engineer, so I know that there's so many more better things than any Apple product. But if I could take a phone that I know will work every day until I decide to trade it in, then I'm fine with that. So some people are, I think that's just the simpletons will really rather have it that way.
People are getting dumber every year. So there's more simpletons to purchase your product. And that's the market they're in. And that's the market they're killing with.
It's the dab. It's the dab market.
It's that mumble music market. Retards. But I mean, they're good. They're a good company because they're going to make money regardless. There's never a shortage of dumb people. There's never a shortage of people who are simple with things. I mean, you don't even have to be dumb. Just be a person or an older person who doesn't use technology much. iPhone's going to be for you because it's way simpler. You don't do much on your phone already. You might browse Facebook or Instagram web page, and that's it. And make calls and texts. That's it. iPhone's going to be the phone for you.
And you're gonna pay 60% more than the normal market just because.
And on that note, the iPhone Plus, the one with the 2 cameras, the big one, the highest storage one is $1,000. $1,000 for that phone.
That sounds about right, bro.
When's the last phone you heard that came out that cost $1,000?
$898 for the 7 Plus or the
850,
S7.
but still $1,000. That's breaking.
Depends on what carrier, because every carrier you might get, like if you get it from T-Mobile.
A small price difference.
You're looking at $50 to $75 range. So either way. Yeah, $900 for a phone, $1,000 for a phone. I'm not surprised. I just don't like the fact that I can get a TV. I can fill up my whole living room for $1,000. I can go to Walmart and splurge. I can get me an entertainment system and a TV and a coffee table for $1,000. Yet I have a rack just sitting on my pocket. Man. I'm in the wrong business.
I have a friend that's a big Apple head. He bought the big one, the $1,000 iPhone, plus the watch, plus the earphones on pre-order. And I was like, why would you do this?
He paid $2,700.
Well, not that much, but it was a lot. So I'm like, why? Why would you do this?
Because I bet you
he has the iPhone 6S, which is basically the same phone minus the camera and the processor.
But they're giving out the phone free now. Remember? Yeah, the iPhone 7, and they're trading it out for free. All the big carriers on it. So they're like, give me your 6S, and we'll go ahead and give you this iPhone 7. But of course, the catch is you got to stick with that company.
And it's probably the small version too, 32.
Actually, I don't know. I think you can pay the $100 or however much it is to get the upgrade on it. But you're going to be billed the amount for the phone if you want. So basically, you pay $100. So you basically pay the difference. So minimum, you'll receive the $27 or whatever credit for the phone, and then if you want the bigger phone, you'll just pay the extra $10 or $15 for the phone. So the difference. So you can't go wrong with
your old phone. Get a new one. Get a new one.
Get a new one just because, and if you're gonna stick with the carrier, you might as well.
I don't know what's wrong with these people today.
Yeah, it's a lot wrong with it, and you know it, man. That's just how it goes. But hey, you know what? Thanks for tuning in, guys, to What the Fuck Fridays with the Rational Dudes.
And I'm Apoc.
I'm Doc. And again, we are the Rational Dudes.